Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Good morning, good morning. Do we have anybody is there anybody here for their first time?
Right there.
Yay, and you are?
I'm Jeannie.
Hi Jeannie, welcome. Hey Jeannie. And you are? Brandy. Ooh, thank you, Brandy. And we are so excited today. Oh, Pamela, yeah, you're here for the first time? Yay, Pamela.
I'm probably coherent today.
That's not necessarily something you have to be to come to the Sunday service with us. I want to thank Chris so very much. Chris, that was wonderful, having exercises first thing in the morning today. And bringing spirit into the body. You also have to be able to reach out to spirit. And that's what we want to talk about, is that you are, and I'm going to have the mic is picking you guys up, is that okay?
Stop talking.
So anyway, because it goes out on Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
I want to thank you all very much for being here. This is a wonderful, wonderful day. Do we have any birthdays in the crowd? Yay, Mary! When's your birthday?
April 6th.
And now where are my beads?
Oh, darn. Do I have to go run into the
I
cabinet?
gotta go get them. April 5th.
No, 6th.
6th. Oh, yay. Thank you so much, Mary. Anybody else have a birthday coming up this month?
Love Aries.
This month, this week? Yeah, whatever. Pamela liked that, getting beads delivered to her, so. This is a time for introductions in the fact that we are a multi-faith church. If any of you have come from whatever background, I had an interesting thing happen. I've been doing some cleaning in my house, and I found something that was a wonderful publication, and it's come from the Spartan News, which are our wonderful local college here. Right. And it was introducing in 1984 a thing that was called
A magician, a wizard, and a witch.
And a witch.
And a
psychic, yeah. And the school was so upset, the Christian youth, that about 1,000 people showed up, and they had to call out the riot squad to protect us to walk onto the campus.
Oh my God. I remember that happening.
I mean, imagine how far we've come from that.
Yeah.
But the word, psychic, and the word witch, and the word, those were horrible things. And I want you to know, if you're a witch, or if you're a psychic, or if you're a magician, or whatever you are, an agnostic, an atheist, whatever you are, whatever your belief system is, you are certainly welcome here. And I'm not going to call it the Plex Squad for anybody. I guarantee that.
Well, they're welcome too. But
yeah. If they want to come to church with us, they're welcome too. Because this is one of the things that I love about this center is the fact that we are open to anybody, and we're not going to ask about your sexual preference. We're not even going to ask you about your color preference, okay? Whoever you are is absolutely perfect.
Except bead colors.
What?
Except bead colors.
The bead colors,
Right.
okay. So, Mary, thank you for reminding me. We are giving Mary. So look at here, Mary. You have a choice of what bead you want to wear today for you to celebrate your birthday. Purple. Yay! Uh-oh, they're fighting you. And Mary won. Thank you so very much. The other thing that I want to talk about is that we're going along so well here that we forget that the people of the Ukraine aren't. And so when we start this morning, I'm going to really want you to feel the energy in here and know that each one of you, you might think of yourself as just one, But as I've mentioned for the last month, if the raindrops thought, I'm not going to rain, I'm just one, we'd have more of a drought than we've been having. Each one of you is important. Each prayer is important. So don't forget, we need your prayers. We need that kind of energy. And now, Jan, are you ready to come up here?
And Sean.
And Sean. And we have this wonderful Reverend Dr. Jan, and we have Sean Imler. And Sean and Mel are going to be moving this month. And we're not going to be able to be having them here, and so we're so glad that they're here with us.
Can I make an announcement about that?
You can make an announcement. Yes, this is announcement time. You're absolutely perfect time.
Hi everyone.
Hi. Get on the mic.
So Mel and I are we're buying a little house down in a place called Warner Springs, which is in northern San Diego County, and the escrow will close on April 14th. So, and I feel pretty confident in announcing that now because the appraisal's done and most of everything that we needed to jump through as far as hoops are complete. So we still plan on coming back here at some point, somehow, some way. It's only 8 hours away.
It's only an hour and a half by plane.
Yeah, and so anyway, just wanted to let you all know about that. And so we'll be, we have one more Sunday, I think, that we'll try and make service here, and then that will be it. So just wanted to put that out to y'all.
And also, they need help moving, and their moving is not for very far. It's just taking furniture out and putting it in a pod in their driveway. And so, do you still need people to help? Well, I'm asking.
I don't know. We've been doing that all ourselves because rather than doing a U-Haul thing and loading up quick, we're doing everything gradually. So,
Mel needs help.
well,
Be nice now.
yeah, if you're really, really good at helping people rid themselves of the past, come join us.
So if you want to talk to them about how they're putting things out, getting rid of things, moving things into the pod in the yard, talk to them after service, okay? We'd love to hear that. Yes, John.
Can I do an announcement?
Of course you can.
Okay, but I don't come up there.
Oh, you may. But both sides, I've got myself barricaded in here. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to move over and let you take over the mic, and this is Reverend Joan Suits. Okay.
So a round of applause for all the good that Mel and Sean have done for this. They are such a precious part of our group and have been for so long, and well before I became a precious part of this group. But I feel like I'm now a precious part of this group too. Okay. We all are. So I want to remind you that I write a column about money in the CCL newsletter, and this month I'm concentrating on the energy of Aries. Regardless of your personal sun sign, you may be a Scorpio, a Sagittarius, a Libra, whatever. We're in the energy of Aries, and we're impacted by that. And so what does Aries do? They say, go do something new. Look at something new. I talked to a lady yesterday that's thinking of retiring, and she's decided to try to learn currency trading to increase her income. So that's a kind of new thing that impacts you in this Aries energy. And what I encourage you to do is research carefully before you get involved. I have a couple of copies of my newsletter that will be available. And I also have a financial wellness checklist that a couple of copies of that, so that if you want to look at that. And I did a past life regression with Jeannie, my friend who's visiting today. And I was advised to become a money healer. Use that as a designation, something like that as a designation. So these are my efforts at doing that. So copy my newsletter and financial wellness checklist. Okay, have a beautiful Aries day. Watch for your impulses and do the research. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I've got a request for
Yes.
Sherry says that she's pollen filled and she's hacking and coughing and can't breathe and stuff like that, and that's why she's not here today. So I think, when we do our meditation and stuff, if we could just think of Sherry in a
Very positive way. Well, both Sherry and Dr. Eileen are home with the same thing.
Yeah.
The regular flu is going around.
And it's not fun.
It's not fun. It's not COVID. It's a regular food. Yeah, yes, Christine.
I got this announcement, free medical clinic, only Sundays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for uninsured and underinsured individuals only.
Where's that? Where?
It's Apnea Community Health Center of San Francisco Bay Area, 2486 Ruby Avenue. They're also offering in-person telephone and video visits by appointment only.
Good. And people, if you're interested, please see Christine after service, okay? That sounds interesting. Thank you so very much. Okay, anybody else have an announcement? Yes, Mel.
Just a brief thing. I have a couple of things that I'd like to find homes for. One, I have a huge bag of yarn that was my mother's. Towards the end, she was knitting little beanie caps for like preemies and stuff like that.
How about Jan,
I was going
yours?
to say, how about Jan, yours?
Oh.
She does that kind of stuff a lot.
Yeah,
So.
she would like that.
Reverend Jan. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing is, I have, when my little dog Chicklet died, and we weren't able to get another dog, I bought a robot dog. But I never was able to get myself to bring it out of the box.
So anybody's interested in a robot dog?
Oh, I'll take that.
Okay.
Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
It cleans your house.
No, it doesn't, but it follows the commands.
Don't you
Yes,
I was
Courtney.
like, if it cleans my house, I want it.
Gloria's on the Zoom. Hey, Gloria!
Hi, Gloria.
Gloria lives in Texas.
Yay!
So I forgot that I'm also downsizing, and I found a big game that I did not bring with me today, but I think it's called River of Abundance, and it's a really, really cool game. I think I played it once at a Doti gathering, and if anybody is interested in that, please let me know.
I'm interested in
Okay,
that.
John, okay, so John, I'll bring that for you next week.
Joan put it out for abundance, and here she's getting all these wonderful.
I will bring it for you next week.
Ask and you shall receive.
There you go, darling. You'll have a river of abundance. Thank you.
Let's all put your feet flat on the floor. Take a moment to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you're sitting here breathing deeply, remember you are a child of the Creator. However the Creator looks for you, whether the Creator is a man, a woman, whether the Creator of trees, rivers, oceans, the Creator is the sun or the moon. Whatever you feel represents the Creator in your mind. Put a picture there. Picture your energetic self leaving your body and standing next to the Creator. And as you do that, you realize that you've always known that inside you is the creative spirit that we call Creator, Spirit, the Divine, God, Mother, Father, whatever that is. See yourself standing right there, and let that energy flow through you. And we're going to let that energy flow through your feet, and feel that energy of you and Creator holding hands and pulling up energy from Mother Earth. And as you pull up that energy, and it awakens your feet, and that energy comes up and awakens your knees, your hips, your thighs, your belly. And that energy keeps flowing up and through all your chakras. And it comes up, the energy comes up through your chest and your heart. And that Mother Earth energy comes all the way up through the very top of your head. Who love themselves, who love you, who love life, right here and right now. Take it away, Janet.
Oh, Creator, rise up in me, shine through me, and let us bring it home. Oh, Creator, I am yours. I stand by the river, I stand on the stone. Oh, Creator, dance in me, let me know I am yours. Oh, Creator, I know you made me in the universe to shine, and we shine. And we shine. And I know the world with its troubles and its sorrows, I respond with my heart. Bring the light to me that you have shown. All sadness, all anger, all guilt and all pain, we wrap into this healing light, and we bring it home again. Oh, Creator, stand in me, feel through me,
deep breath and come back to the room. Thank you so much, Janet. All of that on 4 hours sleep, you did beautifully. She just returned from the East Coast. And I want to take a moment to thank Chris for this morning. That was so wonderful with the exercise. And please join us at 11:15 and 11:45 every Sunday until Chris gets tired, I think. We did some beautiful exercises this morning. And thanks again, Tim, for last week for filling in for Jen. We do love that. Okay, it's been very, very interesting time. We're going to have a big Easter celebration here with eggs and probably, who knows, bunnies, whatever. Our Reverend Mary Gary is going to be speaking, and she always does a wonderful job of it, and we're so excited. Next week, I'm going to be talking about whatever happened to the fool. So come and be prepared to laugh, because I'm going to have little pieces of paper that you can tell jokes. If you don't tell a joke, well, you can just read a joke, okay? Because I want people to know that this is a time for people to laugh, people to have a good time. Don't get bogged down by what your brain says you need to do. You know, you say, I need to do this, I need to do that, and I need to do this. What you need to do is be you. And you are a joyful, laughing, intelligent person. Watch any 2-year-old. They laugh a lot. Yes, Jan.
I just want to offer, I heard Sean say that this is your last Sunday for
No, next Sunday will be.
Next Sunday? Okay, I just want you to know, everything is exponentially increased when Sean, when James join. So I just want to honor that.
Okay. And anybody who is
music that is here.
Yeah, anybody who's a musician, please let me know. For those of you who don't know, I'm tone deaf, so if you come up and say I can sing, or I can, I write music, or I can play the piano, or I can play a guitar, I don't care what you're saying you can do. I believe you, and I support you. Okay, so just know that, because I think it's wonderful. If anybody has the guts to get up here and do something, we're so excited about it. Now, talking about having the guts to get up here and talk, our speaker today is a wonderful woman. I've known Aminah for how many years, Aminah? I don't even know. I don't either.
We could lie and say hundreds.
Yeah, we could. Past lifetimes.
There you go.
Yeah, past lifetimes. Aminah came in, somebody said, oh, you ought to go over to the Center for Creative Living. And she was a little bit hesitant, seeing as how she's a Muslim. And she kind of like, are these people going to accept me? And I cried about it because you were so scared that we wouldn't accept you. And she and I have become really good friends, and I so enjoy having her in church. And the Islam faith is one of those things. When I was raised as a little kid in Southern California, I had no idea that there was another religion. None. How many of you were raised in a place where there was just one religion? Ours were, if you weren't Christian, I didn't know there was anything else. And then when I got older and realized there were other faiths, when my mom married somebody who's Jewish, I thought, oh, hey, there's another faith. And then my dad was a Baha'i. I mean, it's like, yes, there's many different faiths, but they all talk about the one God. And Aminah today is going to tell us, why do Muslims fast during 30 days? Come on up, Aminah.
Oh,
You're welcome. And you can walk around my walker. It stays stationary if I'm not in it.
Yeah, because I'm not holding on to it.
I'm so glad. Now, look what I have here for you.
Look at that.
Yeah, so you can go all the way to 10 till. How about that?
And she's telling somebody with memory loss.
Yeah, that's why I
Remember. That's okay, you all wave at me.
No,
yay.
we don't know either.
I know, exactly, could be anything.
I can see it.
Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam.
Thank you. Alaikum salam is the repeat back to salam alaikum, may God be with you. And it's not my God and your God and that God.
It's just the one. There's just one. But we as people, if you look at this room alone, how many greens, how many wears black shirt, gray shirt, purple shirt, yellow pants? Nobody's wearing yellow pants. Come on, somebody wear yellow pants. They're really hard to match anything. But it's called free will. It's called a free choice. That is how I came to this. I was raised in a very, my parents weren't practicing Christians, meaning they just went to church on Christmas and Easter. I'm sorry, that doesn't get, but that's how, they were raised that that's something they should do. But they were good people. My dad's moral compass, I hope I can live even 25% of his moral compass. It was true and honest. He was a coach. He was head of his department in high school, and if you've ever dealt with high school teenagers, you should get an award for a lifetime. And he did that for 45 years.
Wow.
So he should get an award.
That's right.
And he does. They actually have a statue to him and renamed the courts to him because he was there and he made sure the courts were rebuilt. In those days, tennis was nothing. Football got all the money.
Right.
And so we played on cracks. If you've ever played anything with a ball that hits the ground and it hits a crack, it doesn't go the way you think it is. I don't care what coach you had. That's up to the different thing. So when I went to college, I actually went to Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, and I met the Islamic community, and it resonated with my heart. It resonated with where I was at because it was one God and it was one place, and I hadn't heard that in my time with the Christian faith. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means I hadn't understood. I was too young or too this or too that. So everybody here, we've lived a few lives, like at least 40 or 50 of us, years old, and you change. Did you like spaghetti or spinach when you were 5? It was slimy. The spinach, not necessarily spaghetti. Spaghetti was fun. I mean, we were throwing that all over the place, right? It sticks on the wall too, I understand. But when you grow and as you age, you change. And what you need changes. What you expect of yourself changes. And some of us get a moral compass that maybe we thought it didn't exist. It just strengthens. I have been blessed to always hear the plants and the animals. I just figured I was a lonely little kid. I had 4 older siblings, and I was a baby. I was blonde, and I was tall, and my family's all 5 feet and brown hair. And my dad has none, that doesn't count. But did I fit in? No, I never felt like I did. So to choose Islam in my early 20s was just like, oh, there she goes again. But never did my family disown me. Never did my family say, you can't be here because you're just too strange. When I put on a full hijab, scarf, long clothes, I still was welcome in my family's home. And these are the blessings you have to walk away with, even if it's close friends, family, and a religious, spiritual organization. This is all a blessing. So when we talk about Ramadan, and it is pronounced TH, but it is not spelled that way. So Arabic, of course, I don't know about you, but I've been raised in San Luis Obispo and San Jose. It is not San Jose. Okay, so as languages change, this is why I know for me, I'm trying to educate you where I needed education. So it's Ramadan, it's pronounced with a TH, though it's not spelled that way. It is 30 days. It changes every year by a couple of days because it goes with the sun and the moon, and it goes with the calendar. It does not stay in, Easter is always, what, March? Christmas is all...
It's not always the same one.
Oh, there you go.
Easter and Passover are both from lunar calendars.
Yay! Yeah. Didn't know that. Yeah. So Christmas is always December what? 25th. Okay, so that is why you're going to constantly see Ramadan changing dates, because it's going on a different calendar, and it really confuses everybody. But that is why we When we are getting ready for Ramadan, we have a scholar all over the world, but we also go with the one in the Middle East, and they go out at sunrise, before sunrise, watch the moon or sunrise, and then they determine. So you want to go with somebody who's qualified to say, yes, I see, and we're talking about you see the sliver of that rising of the moon or when you come out. So that's why it's really good to have somebody who's a professional do that. And we're really lucky because digital-wise, we're connected all over the world. For me, I am forbidden to fast. So I have to eat. It is required of my faith. And why is that? Because I am ill. If you have a need for medication, if you have a need for IV drip or bandages, or you're a diabetic, you can't go without food. It will kill you.
How about pregnancy?
Yeah, that's bad. Don't grow new bodies on no food.
Right.
That's really bad. Don't. Pregnancy, medical illnesses, all of that type of stuff. This is a time to challenge yourself, not to kill yourself. If you are not capable of running a marathon, I doubt that's a good idea. So it would be like running on bare feet, but you've never ran or been barefoot, and you have to get both of those tanned up. So why some Muslims do fast and why some don't. And another thing that's a tad off subject, but not really, is why don't I wear a hijab? My choice. My choice. Now, on a more private note, women who have gone through menopause also are not required to do that. Hijab is about modesty, your scarf, and the long clothes. So you will always see me in long clothes. You will not see me in short sleeves. You will not see me in shorts. That's not going to happen. It's not my comfort either, even though I grew up in the high desert in shorts and as an athlete and all that type of stuff. It's not my comfort. So there's a time where I, as us in the public, ask, don't judge. Don't judge anybody for whatever religion or whatever holiday or whatever. Well, why aren't you doing that? Well, why are you eating? I've actually been accosted at the lunch table working for a job, and they're like, I thought it was Ramadan. Why are you eating? So this person who's not Muslim is, yeah, I mean, Jan, you've had these things happen, and you go, wait a minute, first of all, why are you asking me this? Or, but I'm sorry, as a society, we feel so emboldened, and more now later than ever, to ask or be in people's face about why are you dressed that way, or how dare you do that, or ... Why aren't you wearing a mask and I'm not wearing, the whole thing. Islam honors that you have free will. I have the choice to practice. There's guidelines, and it's up to me how I do it. I feel more comfortable in modest clothes. That's just the way it is. Now, somebody else might not, but still that doesn't reduce their faith. It doesn't reduce how many prayers they do. Now, if you look at me, I have a lot of physical damage, not only my neck and my legs and my hands, so I cannot pray in a traditional stance. If you've ever seen a Muslim pray, they stand, they go halfway down, and then they go to the floor. And at one point, at the end, they have a mor. That's Shia. A mor is a piece of mud. If you get it at the mosque store, Islamic store. Not a mosque store, is there? But it's impressed with it, just embossed with character and Arabic. All of that means is, I don't know about you, but if I went out and prayed on the dirt, I bet that dirt would be more toxic than praying in here on the floor after you guys walked around. So the idea of the mor for Shias is to have close to soul. Close to God, close to ground. So when we pray outside, it's really a big deal. It's really a neat deal to go out and just pray in the trees. And I know Jan does it, and a lot of you who do meditation and that kind of stuff, and Corky with hypnosis. I mean, how amazing is it to just get a deep breath out the pollution with the trees, with nature, and that type of stuff, and get closer to your spiritual direction, whatever that is. So, what was the topic I was going to cover?
Oh, I want to know, what is Ramadan celebrating or observing? Is it a specific holiday that it's observing something?
Yes, it is about greed, it's about overindulgence, it's about knowing that you can fast for 30 days. Now, we'd probably all be dead if I meant that all day long for 30 days. And what did I just give you the background? Islam is about love and surviving in a healthy way. So what you're going to do is do it from sunrise to sunset. Well, when you have a medical condition, you can't do that because it's not healthy for you. You have to be healthy. You have to be over puberty. That's a really huge growing part of your life is with children. And I know some teenagers who are really into it, their parents will let them fast like for lunch or, you know, for whatever, just a meal, because that's a growth thing. And if they really insist upon it, of course, that would be wonderful. But water is essential to our existence. I mean, we have found that with all the poisoning of the water and the things, the treatments of our water and trying to just get through one thing at a time. Water is essential to every living being and plant and tree. So how do you do that? How do you fast from sunrise to sunset? And I'll tell you, even Muslims really like fasting in the winter. Better than the summer. Anybody know why?
Days are shorter.
Shorter, yeah, the days are shorter. The days are shorter and you're kind of going, because we're human. I'm sorry, we're human and we're going, man, this is tough. Because how many people can just take off a month from work? Let's say you're a construction worker. This is really hard work. If you're out on the ranch and having to corral horses and move and bale hays, and there's a million jobs. Even right now, being a teacher in any of the schools is gruesome because everybody's in so much emotional turmoil.
Right.
Teenagers are bad enough. You know, I raised a few. I was one. But you know what I mean? It's hard, even on a day-to-day part. So Islam is not out to challenge how close to death you can get. It is to challenge you in a way that you think that food and water is essential. Bold that word, pick it up, post it on the back of your head. Essential to your daily, moment by moment living. It's to challenge that thought and say, you are stronger than you think. It is possible to go with what you think is the most valuable thing that keeps you surviving. I didn't say thriving, surviving. You get stuck on an island with salt water in the ocean, what's the first thing you want? Water. Just water. So if it rains, you're digging 100 holes and putting out 100 palm leaves trying to catch what you can. Because that's essential to your survival. So how do you go without water? Much less food from sunrise to sunset. It's a plan. Some people do it half days before and get their body, like any athlete, you get your body toned, you get your mind toned. Jan and I have talked about this a lot. And really encouraging her when I give in, oh great, somebody, you know, who really knows this type of field is what does fasting do? People do it for all kinds of reasons. We are going to see what sets our calendar, why it's so fluid, because the world is so fluid. We are looking to a Molana, a leader that will see the moon in the area you live. So they will, of course, check with Saudi Arabia, or they'll check with the Middle East in any form, or the people they're following. But that's in that country. But what it tells us is if they're before us in time or behind us in time, that it's imminent. So you can track, okay, we should be 2 days off, we should be 3 days off, something like that. And then you have somebody, if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have no religious guide, hopefully you'll read up on it, and guess what? You'll do the best you can. Because God just wants you to do the best you can. My estimation, everything I've heard, everything from here is do you. When I found out I was supposed to go public as a pet psychic, I was a little freaked out. Because I always knew what I knew, but but I didn't share it with anybody but my family, and I always spoke in the first person. Stop doing it. Didn't you see he said it, he doesn't like it? And I'm talking about the dog said it. And my kids were used to hearing that, but not other people. And I still get the look of like, did she just say that in the first person? It's like, yeah. And then I say, I'm a pet psych, and everybody goes, oh, God, thank God, I just thought you were crazy. Well, that's still on the table. So we're going to leave that one open. But be genuinely you, and that's what the Center for Creative Living does. That's what it means to me when I came and moved back into the Bay Area, was I needed a mentor. And all of you, because you have added to my life. You have added to my life. I have a best friend sitting over there, and she and I might be 30, we've never counted, about 30 years apart in age, and yet we're walking the same path. And we love hilarity, so we spend all day till about 2 a.m. If you want to call us, you could, because we'd be up just laughing about how ridiculous what we forgot that day was.
Speaking of that, I want to take you back to Ramadan has to represent something. They didn't just, the Muslim leaders didn't just say, we're going to take a month off.
Nope.
There must have been something that it came from, just like Ash Wednesday and the 40 days of Lent.
Right.
Happened because it's 40 days before the death of Christ. So there has to be a reason that Ramadan is.
Thank you. That is 30 days before Hajj. H-A-J-J. So Hajj is the pilgrimage that every Muslim is requested to do. It is mustahab, which means it is required, but there always are guidelines. If you are handicapped or you are impaired in some way, it is mustahab, recommended. There is no part of Islam that says do this or die, or do it and you do die. Because it has to be good for you. I have done Hajj. That is why my technical title is Hajj Qanun, Aminah Ramezany. I have that, and that's why Doti has added that to the bulletin every year, because I have the designation of having completed Hajj. And that is where we go to Saudi Arabia and walk around a block. Let me be really clear. It's just a block. It's empty inside in case they need to take the black pieces of fabric that they keep over the side to keep it clean. Inside that. That's it. It is as a compass. When you have a compass, there's a center that holds the needle. And then it moves to wherever you move to say you're south, north, east, or west. So as you fast that month before, you're preparing for Hajj. That was the tradition. That was the way that things went. Now everybody lives really far. I'm very lucky to have gone to Saudi Arabia and done this. So you're walking around this, and people say, well, you're all worshiping, because all our prayers are towards that building, in whatever country you want. And everybody says, well, you're praying to an empty building? Because it's literally empty inside. They put the black fabric inside, and then they take it out and they put it on the outside. And that's it. That's it. Because it is not about the building. It is giving. When you look at a compass, you have a center holding that needle. That's all the building represents, is a center for everybody in the world 5 times a day to be in the same place, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So when you fast, you are not fasting all day, all night. It is not 24 hours. It is sunrise to sunset. And what a lot of people do, which you should do for your health, is they get up before sunrise. They eat, they drink, because water is really, really essential. So they eat and they drink, and then they go through their day. And then at the end of the day, they break their fast. It's recommended, and Jan will back me up on this, with liquid. And of course, alcohol is not even on the table. So let me be clear. Water, and tea. Because you want to start your body with hydration. You want to not shock your body. And believe it or not, for me personally, it only took me those 3 or 4 days, because my body's like, oh yeah, I remember doing this. and that type of stuff. And you move into it. Is it hard? Yes, everything good is. Learning to play tennis, even when I was younger, was hard. Learning to run track, swimming. Speaking in public, I'd like to say that, but I'm doing this since I was 3. So it's hard. Anything good is hard. Thank you. So you're going to fast, and then you're going to do Hajj. And that is just all Muslims in the whole wide world in one place, and the others praying towards that direction. Can you imagine the volume of beauty and love and pouring out to everybody? That is the point, is unity. To be in the same place mentally, physically, emotionally, and leaving behind what you think is essential to your day-to-day life. Food.
Now, is this something that Muhammad had talked about?
Yes, and put into motion.
Okay.
And put into motion. Prophet Muhammad is the prophet of Islam, but guess what we all have? Prophet Jesus, Prophet Noah, Prophet Israel, all of them. Old Testament is the same with Quran. Quran is after that. The New Testament is not a part of that conversation because date-wise, this is how they go. But all of them are honored. All of them are valid. All of them have talked about what would you give up for your spiritual well-being. And this is where Islam challenges you, is with what you think would never be something you'd be able to give up. Food.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thank you so very much. And if you have any questions, are you open to questions afterwards? Because Muslim is for most of you, it's probably, what is that weird thing? You know, and there you get a bad rap. And once you hear somebody talking about the basis, just like Jews have gotten the bad rap because people don't understand what Judaism. Christianity has gotten a really bad rap. There's a lot of things that have gone on in the guise of Christianity. And there are so many different things that have happened worldwide that you just get, as we're doing right now, trying to figure out what the news is, what's right, what's wrong. Study religions, and you're going to find when you study them down, the basis is the same in all of them. So thank you so much again for sharing with us.
Muslim is, I am Muslim. I am a Muslim. Islam, religion.
Right.
So I am not an Islamist or any version. If somebody says that, just educate them that
Okay,
we're
thank
Muslim.
you. You're Muslim. Okay, you have a wonderful. Thank you so very much. And we're going to pass the basket. Yeah. And Mel, where's Mel? There he is. We're going to miss you. You're a good basket passer. And pass the basket for donations. And when it comes to you, if right now your funds are a little bit light, just put a blessing in the basket. And because basket is being used for many, many different things. And so,
Are we going to say our thing?
And thank you so much, Jan. I got so excited about Islam right now and everything else that's going on. The Sacrament of Giving is on the back of your program. So please turn to your program over and repeat it with us. Giving to the ministry from which I receive my spiritual support and nurturing is an affirmation and consciousness of the truth that Spirit is a prospering power enriching every area of our lives. Thank you so much. And my wonderful Annie is passing the basket, and I'm going to ask you to come up and lead us in a prayer.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute.
Okay. Reverend Anne is our Associate Pastor, and so quite often she gets to wear more than one hat. And I want to introduce our team over here. This is Ed and Corky. And how many people do we have on Zoom?
We have 10.
10 people on Zoom. So if you can't make it to services, go on Zoom and watch us while we're here. And interesting. We, as you noticed, we had somebody in Texas, we have somebody in Virginia that watches. We want you all to be part of this, okay? That means you out there on Zoom and you right here. Thank you so much, Anne.
Thank you, Mel,
Yeah,
as well.
that's okay. You can knock them over there. Don't really
They
have
don't,
a
they don't
flame.
catch that place on fire, isn't that wonderful?
There's no flame there. Okay.
I was just writing a prayer on that.
And the prayers that you put in the basket just go into the little bowl and are prayed on. And here you go, Reverend Ann.
Okay,
And we have, this is a short time.
and away we go.
Away we go. You can see the clock from here.
Yes, ma'am. You know, oneness, a long time ago, somebody asked me, when I told them I was a spiritual minister, and they said, well, what's your religion? And I said, well, if you have to put a name to it, I would call it oneness. And that's what I truly believe in, is oneness. Oneness of spirit, oneness of love, oneness of just being one with the earth, with everything. So today we celebrate oneness as Aminah comes and brings us another chapter and another way of energizing in that oneness. And each of you that comes here brings another way to energize in that oneness. Let's close our eyes and take a nice deep breath in. Breathe in. Love, light, joy, prosperity, all good things that mean something special to you. Hold on to that for one moment, just 1 second. And then breathe out. And as you breathe out, release everything and anything that is not love, light, joy, so on. Okay, because we don't need to hold on to our cares and worries as much as we need to just hand them over to Creator. So let's breathe in again and breathe out, and let all of your worries and woes and everything go, and you can put them into a virtual pretend basket that you have sitting right next to you. Our Creator will absolutely take them and turn them into loving energy and feed the earth and feed our plants and feed all of those that need extra love. Dearest Mother, Father God, and dear Creator, thank you so much for this beautiful day, and thank you for our lives. Thank you for our beautiful Mother Earth, and for every person and every animal and everything that there is in nature and on this earth and all throughout the universe and multiverse, that blesses each and every one of us and brings us energy and helps us to go and grow. Each and every one of us, although we talk about oneness, what we mean by oneness, Creator, and you've taught us this, is not that we are one individual standing alone. We are one together. We are one in the light. And our love reflects out to all those who are here physically and all those who are not. We send it out to spirit. We send it out to the planet. We thank you for this opportunity to express that love and to express who we truly are, and to honor each and every being in their uniqueness and in their ability to show us a new way to love. Thank you, Creator, for opening each and every one of us up to that. We give thanks for a beautiful day that we can go out and share our love. As simple as that smile in our eyes, because if we're wearing a mask, we aren't masking our love. Our love shines through our eyes. Thank you for our eyes, Creator. We're going to go out this week and next week and every single day and every moment and be that love that you show us, Creator, as you are one within us. We are so, so grateful. We say the words, thank you, and thank you. Blessed be, so it is, and amen.
Okay, and we have food that has been delivered. This food comes from Trader Joe's, and they've donated it here to the center. And so grab a bag and pick up a few things. And I say a few things. Sometimes I see people, they rush back there and come staggering back with a full bag, and everybody else goes, what was there? So try and take one thing today, okay? And unless you really need it, then we encourage you to take more than one thing. How's that sound? I want to thank you all very much for coming, and please know that you are part of God. And thank you so much.